So guys, in today's video, I'm going to be going over how you guys can maximize the amount of arena points that you're getting in this new season and how you can get to Champions Division in order to compete in all the tournaments coming up. Now, I did make a video just like this one last season. However, this season is drastically different in terms of stuff like Storm Surge, the loot pool, brand new drop spots. I want to cover exactly how you should play for each point range, and you guys should definitely understand it. Now be sure to use code SonataYT in the Fortnite item shop if you guys do want to support me. Let's get right into it. So some of you may be asking, what is the best game mode to actually compete in when you're playing for arena? And my answer to that is that there's going to be different game modes for different stages when you guys are playing. Now, if you guys don't know, there's solos, duos, and trios for the game modes that you can play. And as you rank up, the kill points for each elimination will go down. Also, the bus fare will increase, so you're going to be losing more points and therefore will have to get more eliminations and more placement points in order to gain back the bus fare that you lost. Now, in terms of getting out of Open League, I would recommend that duos is the best game mode by far for you guys to get out of there. I think the format is really good simply because you guys are going to be able to maximize the amount of kills that you get and also get a lot of placement while barely losing any bus fare. Duos is actually the game mode for which you guys get the most amount of elimination points per team that you eliminate, so it'll really help out your bus fare. However, what is important is that your placement does go down as you rank up. That's why it's only good for Open League, because you're not going to be losing too much bus fare. Now, once you make it to Contender League, I'd recommend that you start to switch and play trios. And I'd also recommend you guys play trios all the way throughout the time you get to Champions League. And the reason for this is because the placement points in trios do not change as you rank up. The kill points will go down, but you're still going to be having a large amount of placement points with a consistent amount of bus fare. Obviously, trios has been the dominating game mode for arena for a while now. You guys should definitely find 2 players to play with and run it. And of course, solos isn't really a great game mode for arena because you're going to have to be getting more points yourself without the help of a team. This presents the threat of you guys getting eliminated and then losing all of the hard work that you achieved in the last couple of games, and it's just really easy to start declining in points when you are playing solos. Now, in terms of actual point values and how you guys should play in between them, let's get started with 0 to 2,000 points. Now, this point range is where you guys should definitely try to W key. Players in these lobbies really won't be that good, so high kill games will be very easy to obtain. You should try to make it to the end of every game as well so you can maximize the amount of points per game. Let's say, for example, if you get a 20 kill win, that's going to be somewhere around 300 to 400 points. Depending on the game mode that you're playing, you're going to be getting all of those points in one game, and it's very hard to lose those points in one more game after that. If you guys consistently get these high elimination, high placement games, you're going to be very consistent with your arena points and also stack them up as much as possible. That's why I recommend that you guys try to play it very aggressive here. In terms of where you guys land, I would also recommend that you try to land at the major and contested POIs to maximize the amount of elimination points you can get off spawn. Now, this is really good, and this is what a lot of pro players do as soon as the new season starts, because as the season starts, everybody is at 0 arena points and everybody gets into the game and everybody is random skill levels, and you won't actually know if you're playing against really good players or really bad players. Obviously, skill-based matchmaking is still a thing. However, there's going to be some variance to that to the point where you get players that really aren't that good in your lobbies. But overall, you guys should definitely try to emulate exactly what the pros do here. You're going to very much succeed in getting out of Open League. Now, in terms of getting from 2,000 to 3,750 points, this is where the players will begin to get better. However, if you are a decent player, not a great, but even semi-decent player, you can still W key quite a bit. People will most likely get stuck here for the majority of the season. A lot of people who play arena just for fun and not for competitive purposes, they end up getting hard stuck around this time. They're not going to be able to get past pretty much 2,500 points, which is the point range that you guys want to be at in order to maximize the amount of eliminations you can get onto those players. Most people in the low contender league will be hard stuck there for the rest of the season. You can still W key onto these players, of course. I'd also recommend that in terms of your drop spot, you continue to land wherever you want. Ideally, the new and highly contested POIs where you guys can learn the new meta, learn the new weapons, and obviously prepare for the upcoming tournaments, but also a place where you can get a lot of eliminations and continue to play placement in order to maximize the amount of points you get per game. If you're able to do this during this point range, you're pretty much going to be set for the next 2, simply because as you keep playing, you become a creature of habit and you're able to consistently pump out these high elimination, high placement games. But after you guys are out of this, that's kind of where the real work begins in terms of actually getting to Champions Division. You're going to be at the 3,750 and 5,000 point range. This is where players will decide if they want to stop here for the season, or if they want to continue going and then get to Division 7 and Champion League beyond. Now, you need to decide if you are good enough to actually keep W keying at this spot, or if you're just going to start playing passive. Based off of this, you need to decide if you want to start landing at your competitive drop spot. Check out the video if you guys haven't, or still a major POI. So for players like me who are good at the game and can actually handle themselves in these competitive lobbies, I'd recommend that you just keep W keying. Keep landing those contested spots, keep landing those areas where you can get high elimination games. Players will be better, don't get me wrong, but they 100% will not be at the level of a very high competitive players. It's not like you're going to be playing round 2 of a cash cup against semi-pros or anything. You're just going to be playing against people like you. Most of them have no earnings, and you're just going to have to compete and beat them in fights. That's really the only big thing of this division. You need to make sure that you're actually playing at your highest level, and you can get to the point where you can handle yourself in this lobby. Because if you can't handle yourself in these lobbies, you won't be able to handle yourself in cash cups. But once again, you need to decide if you want to land your competitive spot. And if you do want to land that spot, you need to introduce your team to it, make sure that you guys know exactly where you are landing, and then you pretty much should be good for this division. Now, moving on to the 5,000 to 7,500 point range. This is where you're going to be in the final stretch of Arena. You should try to play for the win, obviously, but you can definitely still W key and get high kill games. Just try not to get eliminated, because a lot of games people will get eliminated and then lose a bunch of bus fare, and if you keep doing it repetitively, it's going to definitely add up because of the high bus fare in this division. I see too many people who get one really good game and then stop caring about the way they're playing, and then consistently begin to lose points as time goes on. I would recommend that you start practicing your competitive drop spots somewhere around here, maybe closer to 7,000 points, simply because from 5,000 to 7,000, it's really not that big of a difference. If you are a really good player, then you can keep landing contested main POIs, but once again, if you're not, consider landing your competitive drop spot. However, I would say for players like me and somebody who can handle themselves in Arena, definitely consider just keep landing those highly contested POIs. This is probably the hardest part of Arena, actually getting to Champions Division from Division 7. A lot of people will get stuck here for the season, and I know tons of people that actually struggle to get to Champs. Getting to Champs should not be the hard part for you guys. The format is literally designed for you guys to get there. As long as you understand the meta, the way you're playing, and the way to play in the certain division that you're in, along with the game mode that you're competing in, you're definitely gonna get to Champions Division as long as you follow all of these tips. Anyways, guys, that is the video on exactly how to gain Arena points in this new season. If you guys did enjoy, please consider dropping a like and subscribing to the channel down below. I really enjoyed making this video simply because I feel like Arena is a really good way of practicing that people sometimes overlook. I think that you guys will not do that because obviously you have seen what I've been talking about in this video. But that's about it for this video, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.